Go on, mate. Mate, I am starting to look like a Chechen UFC fighter. Like my beard doesn't grow much up here; it just grows under my neck, like a Hamzat Chimaev without any of the fighting skills, of course. We are back drinking water from the classic flask, mate. Makes me look very American, I think. And yeah, boy, let's get into this. This is going to be a fun one. I can feel it. It's going to be a fun one. This is actually a topic that a lot of people have been asking me about on Instagram. A lot of DMs have been coming through. So I thought I would cover it because it is actually a super interesting backstory of how I've fell into the whole traveling thing. And I would say that I fell into it, like head over heels, fell into it. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen smoothly. Like there was a lot of kind of bumps along the road. And yeah, today I'm going to talk about that whole journey from what I was doing way before I was traveling. And as you've seen by the thumbnail, I went through a little bit of a financial glee stage to then end up where I am now. So yeah, mate, this will be interesting. So I hope you enjoy. Grab a coffee if it's daytime for you. If not, maybe consider a tea. Or if you're into water, like Chrissy Boy, mate, get in some H2O. And then sit back, put those feet up, and then get ready to hear. Hopefully not too long of a story, but a story nonetheless. First of all, Jonathan King. What's going on, mate? Hope you're good, and thank you so much for being here. And also the other 4 people that are watching right now. Amazing. I'm just going to wait until a few more come in, hopefully double figures. And yeah, we'll begin. But if you've got any questions, the people that are in the chat right now, mate, hit me up. And yeah, I'll answer some questions before we get started. Mate, Chechen Street Fighter, what you reckon? Muted asks, what car is that? Is that the BMW i8 in the thumbnail? Yeah, mate. That is the i8. It was a hybrid, half electric, half petrol. And it was banging, mate. I had it for about 2 years. I'm trying to show you some other photos. Also, this is the Instagram, people, for those who are wanting to connect. Chrissy Boy Vlogs. Not just Chrissy Boy, but Chrissy Boy Vlogs. And yeah, that's the BMW i8. And I had it on, I'll talk about more about this, but I actually got it on finance because I had like another car at the time as well. I had like an Audi S3, I think it was. So I took the BMW out on finance from a local BMW dealership, actually about 20 minutes down the road from where I am now in Wales, in the UK. Wet, windy, and gloomy Wales. So yeah, I'll talk about that and everything else to do with the car and what happened with the business I started, everything, and how I fell head over heels into the travel game, mate. So Malik Allah, what's going on, mate? Been in a similar situation, had all the money in the world, now I'm semi-broke. Hearts, shy hearts, like an MF. I'm not going to say it, but what? Yeah, mate, I get you. So let's cuss and discuss if you're ready. And if you've got any questions along the way, mate, just drop them in the chat, and then Chrissy Boy will answer them up after or in between, because maybe I'll need like I was going to say a beer break, but just a H2O break. All right. So I'm going to try and go way back, and I'm going to raw dog the living F stick out of this, mate. So if I'm going to mess up and mumble my words, well, just give me a break. Okay. So first of all, right, I'm not sure like all about how old I was and what the years was and the time frames of certain things. So I'm going to give it a rough estimate, right? A rough estimate of like the events that unfolded towards me getting into travel. So years back when I was around 22, which is 12 years ago, since I'm 34 now. When I was 22 years old, I moved from my hometown here in Pembrokeshire in Wales in the United Kingdom, about 2 hours up to the capital city of Wales, which is Cardiff, for those of you who are unfamiliar. I moved up there pretty much because I fell into a massive drink and drug rut back here for like a few years. And it got so bad to the point with like addiction for me, where I thought, if I don't do something now to stop it, stuff is going to turn real sour real fast. So it was one morning after I'd been on like a huge session, out doing everything as you can imagine under the sun, really putting myself through the ringer. I remember coming home into my bedroom, which is the house just across the way. I'm in the cottage right now. And I remember sitting down on my bed. I was like completely wired, high and drunk as a kite, mate. And I just remember like looking down at the carpet and thinking, mate, this cannot be it. Like, this cannot be my life, because this addiction is and has been taken over for the last 2 years. And I made the decision then and there that I was going to change things, and I was going to do something very drastic and spontaneous, impulsive. And there was one thing that kept me sane throughout these like years of drink and drug addictions, and that was always fitness. Like, I was always in the gym, no matter what state I was in. I was always in the gym 5-6 days a week. I was always walking, running, doing push-ups, anything to do with fitness, exercise. I was doing it, no matter if I was high as a kite or drunk as a naughty Welsh goose, mate. I was always hitting the gym and doing something active. So after this night of coming back from a party, sitting on my bed, looking at the carpet, really kind of trying to get an idea of where my life could potentially go in a positive direction, I decided to chase my dream of becoming a fitness instructor or personal trainer, if you wish. And that's exactly what I did. I remember going to sleep that morning for a few hours and then waking up and researching like 6-week intense courses up in Cardiff and to become a personal trainer. And that's exactly what I did. I think I lent like £2,500 off a family member, which is around $3,000. At the time, I didn't have much money at all because I was spending it all on drink and, drugs. So I lent the money and I got this personal training course. I actually moved up to Cardiff like a few days later, literally a few days later after that hectic night. And I moved into a house share in Roath in Cardiff, which is a district in the city. And I completed the course in a gym called Fitness First, I believe, with a company called Premier Fitness International, something like this. And I did this 6-week intense course. And at the end of it, I passed. I became a personal trainer and like nutritionist, if you want to say that, which is a terrible thing to say, as my diet is absolutely shocking, or it has been before coming back home in Wales. So I then finished the course. I was up in Cardiff for 6 weeks. I would say for the most part, I was sober. I was taking things more seriously. I was fit. I was healthy. And I became a personal trainer, and I got a job in Pure Gym, which is a chain in the UK, if anybody knows. And from there, self-employed personal trainer in Pure Gym in the city. Everything was good. I got paid very well. My clients were amazing. That lasted for about 2 years. Everything was completely great. And then I met a girl. So as you do with, meeting new birds, you kind of fall head over heels, especially when you're in your early 20s. So I remember that she moved up to Bristol in England, and she was in the same gym as me in Cardiff. So that's how we met. She moved up to university in Bristol, and then Chrissy Boy, with a soppy heart that he had back then, mate, he followed said girl, and I still talk to this girl today. She's a great girl. I consider her a good friend. And I moved up to England with her. From there, I then got a job in another gym, which was more of like a tennis sort of leisure center gym. It's really popular in the UK. It's called David Lloyd's Leisure, for anybody that knows. So I was working as a personal trainer there, and I was there for 1.5 years, actually, during the time that I was living with my girlfriend at the time in Bristol, in England. It sounds absolutely crazy, I know. And yeah, so this is an important kind of segue into what I want to talk about. So this job, this second fitness job in Bristol in England, I remember one day this guy kept coming in at these like odd times in the day. He'd come in at like 11 a.m. and then 2 p.m. and he would always have headphones in. He'd be talking to someone as he came in. He'd be very well dressed in a suit. You know, he had expensive sunglasses on. He just looked the part. And he drove this amazing BMW that was like kitted out and it was banging. And I just remember looking at this guy and thinking, whatever it is, mate, this guy has it. You can see that he's happy, he's successful, and he's got his together. And during this time, I was working for around £1,100 a month, which is what, $1,500 US every month, probably being in the gym for anywhere between 9 and 11 hours a day. So I was thinking, when I used to see this guy come into the gym, like, what does he do? And it kind of sparked this curiosity in me to think, right, I'm like slogging my guts out on the gym floor with total sensory overload from the music, the members, and the clients that I trained. And I was like, do I really want this for my life? Do I want to be stuck in a gym where there's hardly any light? I'm being surrounded by sweaty, sticky people, some of which I don't want to speak to because they're knobheads, and I'm probably a knobhead too to them. But you know, you get too many people and you just get frustrated. Anyway, I guess it's like that anyway. But so this guy came in at these times, and I remember like just saying, fuck it, bro. I'm gonna ask this guy what he does because he's clearly doing something right. And at the time, I wasn't too happy. Me and my girlfriend were kind of on the brink of breaking up, and she was planning on moving out to go in here. And then I was kind of like, I've got to do something because I was like part miserable. So I approached this guy and I said, you all right, mate? Let me take you for a beer on the weekend and buy you a meal. And he said, yeah, happy days. You can actually come on over to my place, my apartment, and then we'll hang out. We'll get a beer somewhere and chill out. I was like, happy days, mate. So I remember we went out. I think he picked me up in the BMW, super cool guy. And I remember him telling me that, you know, he doesn't have a job, not the same that I did, this 9 to 5 work in the leisure center up in England. And he has his own business, so he's an entrepreneur, right? Awesome. And from there, I kind of got this idea of, just very cliche and typical as this sounds, typing in online after this meeting when I got home, and I was kind of like ringing my brain of what to do. I just typed in, how do I make money while I sleep on Google, right? How do I make money while I sleep? And then, you know, this was 10, 12 years ago. And all of these websites and ads started popping up for like passive income. And I remember getting this idea. I believe I saw it from like an Amazon ad, and it said FBA, and that meant fulfillment by Amazon. Now, I'd always buy products from Amazon, like all the time, very pointlessly. I'd buy supplements, I'd buy whatever, mate, the same as you do. You know, you buy stuff from Amazon, some stuff you need, some stuff you want, some stuff you don't know why you've bought it. And I can always remember spending a load of money on sports supplements, whey protein, creatine, mass gainer, you know, green tea pills, caffeine, vitamin, all of the supplements under the sun. And there's more right now than there is before. But, you know, and I just, one day I thought, what if I could create my own supplements? I was already in that industry. I knew about the nutrition and supplements of, potentially what could go into them. And I had met this entrepreneur in the gym, and I thought, okay, some stuff is aligning. The world is chucking me some lemons here. So I kind of rolled with this idea, and I wrote down this very scatty business plan, pretty much on a sheet of paper as you have here. And my plan was to create my own private label supplement company and sell said supplements on Amazon UK. Okay, so this is kind of the beginning of how it happened. So I wrote this down. I wrote down the figures. I wrote down the plan of action. And then I realized that, well, I had a couple £100 in my account because I was pretty much a broke personal trainer, right? So I was like, there's not much I can do there. I'm miserable. I don't have money, but I do know someone that potentially does. And this is when I decided to approach the entrepreneur in the gym a second time and said, do you mind if I speak to you about something? I have a business idea and I think you might want to hear it. So that weekend, he invites me around his apartment and I proposed him this business plan. And the next thing, I have quit my job in David Lloyd's gym in Bristol. I had moved back to Wales in the UK, pretty much where I am right now, to live with my dad, rent-free, spending no money. And that week, the entrepreneur and myself, we opened up our first business. And it was a crazy, fast-paced, scary, exciting time, because coming from simply a personal training background to now, a week later, going into business with someone that I barely know, though I trust. I have a good feeling about this guy, and someone who has poured their faith into me as a stranger also to them. It was a weird thing. So anyway, I got back here, I started researching the supplements, and I started reaching out to private label suppliers who would make me a fat loss supplement that I was going to sell on Amazon UK. Anyway, I got the quotes and everything from this supplier that I found who was up in England. And my friend from the business world, let's call him the entrepreneur, we set up that business. He put some money into the business account. The product was made, which was actually L-carnitine. It's like an appetite suppressant. And we made the product, we paid for the product, and then we got that product shipped to Amazon FBA fulfillment centers. So how that works is you would have a sample of the completed product from the supplier. So say if this was the main product, right? And this was kind of made from your supplier, they would send it to me, okay, the business guy. I would check it and inspect it, and then I would give the go ahead for that supplier to make me 500 units of that product, okay? So this is how it worked. There was a minimum order quantity, I believe, of 100 units. I think we ended up ordering 150 or 200 units to start. So the supplier made those 200 units, sent it to a fulfillment center that I'd created through my Amazon FBA account, sent it there. I created the actual product listing on Amazon. So, you get the images of the product done, you write the text, potentially a video, and blah, 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 blah. From there, I came up with, somehow I did this. I did a lot of research into kind of product launches and marketing and the whole Amazon FBA thing. I did it was endless research and action. And we launched this product. And then after a week, we were selling something like 15 or 20 units a day. So we were paying something around, this is a guess, around £3 a unit for each product. And then I would sell, or we, my entrepreneur friend and I, we would sell that product on Amazon for about £16, which is around $20 US. Now, Amazon would take some of that profit for advertisements and also for stock because they were stored in their warehouse. And then you take away the a few other fees like tax and then the product cost itself from the supplier. And then we were left with a nice, maybe, I don't know, £4 or £5 profit a piece after each sale, right? Which was awesome. And we were selling, in the first few weeks, upwards of 15 to 20 units a day of this one single fat loss supplement. And then from there, I managed to get a bunch of reviews from some Facebook marketing strategy that I replicated from someone who had done this prior. And we ended up getting like over 100 reviews on this first product. And this product shot up from like page 4 or 5 for some of our main keywords up to the top of page 1. Now this product was sitting along the likes of Optimum Nutrition, Reflex. It was sitting like with the big boys of the supplement industry. Not just that, but it had more reviews on the listing. So it was garnering more attention from potential buyers on the Amazon website, which was like unbelievable. And this was less than like a month in and just one product from a fresh launch from a freshly created business. Anyway, it got to a point with this first product where we ran out of stock very fast. And unfortunately, we were out of stock then for like 3 weeks because we hadn't ordered enough stock to keep up with the demand. And we reordered, and I believe we ordered 500 or 1,000 units the next time, like a much bigger amount. We had to go into the red a little bit in terms of the initial investment because, well, we didn't have a payout from that first batch of sales yet from Amazon, because I believe Amazon paid every 2 weeks, but we were kind of lacking behind that. Anyway, so more products hit our store, and mate, we started selling like huge quantities, like upwards of 70, 80 units a day for this one product. And we thought, crikey, mate, we've like, we're doing something right here. I'm not exactly sure what it is that we're doing, but we're doing something. So this then started to make us a load of money, like a load of money, like unfathomable amounts of money, especially coming from someone who was earning little over £1,200 as a personal trainer, working 10 hours a day, So from there, we decided to branch out for our second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 15th product of supplements. And from there, things just went absolutely crazy. We replicated the launch strategy, the review strategy, the product listings. We got better photos, and it's just kept going up and up. And before we know it, we were selling hundreds of units a day of our products. And then we decided to bring out a brand of coffee, like this luxury coffee brand. It didn't go as well as the supplements because there was just less demand on the Amazon marketplace for it. But all in all, at the end of the day, we were selling some serious units. So much so that, we were taking in revenue per month. I think our highest monthly revenue when we were in business was £56,000, which is about $70,000 US in a single month. And I think our profit, again, this could be like a little off. Our profit was probably around 15% a unit. So not bad, right? Not bad. Now, at the time, because I was living with my dad in Wales, I wasn't paying for anything. I didn't have any outgoings. It's just, it's just the business, and it's the entrepreneur friend, and it's me, and we're just going ham at it every day. I then started to take a little bit of money from the business just to, let's say, enjoy the fruits of the labor a little bit. I began by taking £400 a month out. And then that quickly went up to a lot more. Then it kept going up because we kept earning a serious amount of money. And I was withdrawing money from like the ATM from the business account. And it was absolutely like a stupid, immature, selfish thing to do. But that's what I did. And then I also bought 2 cars. One of them I got on lease, which was an Audi S3. And then I also, the next year, got the BMW i8, which is on the thumbnail of this video. It was like my dream car. And I'd been let's say, working towards it in the business that I just talked about for about a year and a half. And anyway, I went into the dealership. I picked up the BMW. I put like a £500 deposit down on it, and the monthly cost for that car was £1,600 a month, and just the finance of that was £1,600 a month, so around £2,000. And at the time, it didn't really shake me at all. Like £1,600 a month for a car, no worries at all, mate. It was kind of like that attitude because that's how much money was coming in. Anyway, turns out that I was spending much more money than we were taking in terms of profit, because I was very immature in business, very inexperienced with money, especially the quantities that we were making. And long story short, mate, is that business went downhill after about 2.5 years. And that was due to my spending and stupidity. From there, I kind of like lost the plot a bit. I started like going on the beers and going out partying more and spending pretty much whatever money that I could kind of extract, as I knew it was going downhill. I used it to go on little trips. I would go to Italy on the weekend. I'd go to Paris in the week, and I would eat this great food, and I would roam the streets and buy expensive clothes and do all of the kind of activities and luxuries one could imagine when traveling European countries. I kind of really absorbed it and soaked it up. So from there, I was kind of like nervous in a way, that potentially something bad, real bad, was going to happen with the more severe financial aspect of things, because I'd spent way too much money, and I'm not sure, if we could pay suppliers back and all of that stuff. Anyway, I'll cut a long story short there, even though there is a vast amount of details that I may have missed out. I just don't want to say some stuff that potentially could land me in trouble. So I think I will hold my tongue on that stuff until I'm safe, at least I think I'm safe to speak about it in the future. But yeah, so that car, or those cars, actually got taken away. The Audi got sent back to the lease company. The BMW got repossessed, and it got sent to somewhere in England and got auctioned off. And mate, it was from there that everything is a little bit of a blur, because I was living in this apartment, this like high-rise apartment, and I didn't really have money to pay the rent anymore because, well, all of my spending had gone AWOL. So I had an opportunity then to go and visit someone in New Orleans, in America, actually. So I remember having enough money for a flight to America and a return ticket, and just enough money to, survive out there whilst I lived with a friend that I'd met on Facebook a couple of months before. So he invited me over. Chrissy Boy accepted said invitation, and off I went to New Orleans in America from the UK. And I kind of left like when all the business and finances were like blowing up completely. So yes, I ran away from it. I went to New Orleans and I stayed there for a month. And then I actually went to Nebraska. Then I went to, I think I went to Tijuana maybe, and then somewhere else after that. And then I remember getting back and sorting some of the finances out with the business, kind of just tying up some loose ends, and that's to put it lightly. And from there, mate, what did I do then? I started training CrossFit heavily, actually. And I would still go on these trips from time to time, but I got heavily into the CrossFit scene of, just intense fitness. From there, then I met a girl that I moved in with for the local town for about a year. And in between all this, CrossFit, I was with this girl. We were living together. I would go on like very small trips before and after. And during COVID then, when everything kind of blew up, I was still just doing CrossFit. I didn't really have the travel bug as much as I do or have done lately. And then, yeah, the girl and I parted ways, so we split up. I then left CrossFit, and then I started going. I started traveling, beginning in the likes of Scotland. So I'd go to like Edinburgh, and I'd go to Ireland and some other European countries. And then I really put pedal to the metal when Duncan, I'm not sure if any of you guys watch his videos, but it's Curly Kid Life, his channel. He asked me if I wanted to go to Thailand, and this was about 2.5 years ago now. So a long stretch, and a lot has happened between that beginning of the business and to now. And I remember that he said before we were going, he was like, "Chrissy Boy, mate, you know, you've been traveling a lot here and there, off and on. Why don't you document your travels? You don't want to do CrossFit anymore. So you know what? Tomorrow, you and I," this is what Duncan said, "we're going to go to a camera shop and I'm going to treat you to a GoPro. And just promise me with this GoPro camera, you will vlog your travels." And I accepted going to Thailand with Duncan, and he bought me the GoPro. And then off we went to Southeast Asia. I vlogged maybe 3 or 4 days a week. So you can check out those old videos on the channel. And yeah, mate, I went hammered it. And this is 2.5 years on, back in Wales after my recent stint in Pakistan and Australia. And yeah, that's kind of the backstory of how I'm here today, what went down in terms of the business, and yeah, how I got to where I am now. So if you've got any questions about that, because there is some gaps that I've left out, not on purpose. But yeah, you can ask away, mate. So that's like the, I'd say it's a slightly diluted and shortened version of the events that went down. I just don't want to mention too much and potentially get myself in some trouble. And yeah, so that is it. Now I'm gonna go back through the questions. Did I tell that well? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I told that well, and if I really went into some of the details with the supplements, the businesses, the overall finances. So for some stuff that you believe I've left out, tap them in the chat box and I'll reply. Also, before I answer some questions, that's what time we're on, bros. 1 minute past 11. I usually go to bed around midnight at the moment, and I'm really, really enjoying the peace and quiet of being back in the small hometown that I live here in Wales. Super peaceful, mate. And if any of you are wondering what my right-hand view looks like and also my left-hand view, let me show you. So this is the cottage that I'm in now. I actually showed some of you legends this last night when I was doing a live. So that's the right, and the patio is out there. And then that's the kind of dine-in and chill conservatory area over there with this like massive 50 or 60-inch TV that takes up this entire back wall. And then this is the kitchen over the other side. And I'm not going to say that I pay for this place. This is I'm very fortunate to have this to live in by myself from a family member, which is awesome, rent-free. Otherwise, I could not afford to live in the UK. I just couldn't. I can just about to afford to live in Thailand for the time that I have. So yeah, mate, this is the abode in Wales, feeling good, looking good, and thank goodness your boy is catching up on some Zeds, mate, because he has been out of the sleep game of consistency for quite a while now. All right, shut up, Chris. Let's move on to some of the questions. Let me just scroll up again for those people who want to connect, and have a conversation or a chat on the phone. Mate, my Instagram is Chrissy Boy Vlogs. I had to add the vlogs on there because some chump had taken Chrissy Boy's name. Like, what are you doing, mate? There's only one Chrissy Boy, and you've gone and robbed Instagram's name of it. Mate, give it to its rightful owner, Chrissy Boy. Come on, mate. So yeah, Instagram, Chrissy Boy Vlogs, unfortunately, if you want to connect. drop me a message or anything. But I'm really enjoying doing these lives, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not commenting back on like the vlogs on the channel, just because I would much prefer to speak to you guys on here and say, "What is up, bros?" And boom, hit you with a fist bump, and then get a good old-fashioned chin wag with you over a nice YouTube live, man. Jonathan King, let's start with you, brother. What's up, Chrissy Boy? What is up, Jonathan King? Muted asks, what car is that? Is it a BMW? Yeah, it's the BMW i8. So it's the half electric, half petrol thing. It was fast. It was like 400 and something horsepower. It got to 61, got from 0 to 60 mile an hour in like 3.4 seconds. It was absolutely flying, mate. And I had it for about a year and a half. And I loved every single second of it. I had money. I had an amazing car. Birds were flocking. It was good life. So this is actually a video that I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to take my headphones out so you can hear it. This is like the i8 when I was in like proper like hustle mode.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
Put this back in, mate. So that was like a funny kind of Instagram reel I made, pretty much like a clickbait thing, like life after committing tax fraud, where I bought the i8. Anyway, that's not the case, but I thought it was funny. I'm not sure if it is, but okay. So yeah, mate, I had the i8. It was fast, it was fun, it was furious, mate. Going to Malik Allah, you've been in a similar situation, and now you're semi-broke, mate. Keep on going. It's all we can do. Malik Allah, I'm 34 too, 1991. Don't remind me of my age, even though I feel like I'm 20 or less, like 19. Muted asks, addicted to what? Going back to the story, mate, pretty much just like drugs and alcohol. I'm not going to go into what specific drugs, but I will just say party drugs and lots of alcohol. And that lasted for about 3 years before I had the realization of like, mate, if I keep going on this path, well, Chrissy Boy is going to have a very early resting place. That's for sure. Ryan says, hey, Chris. Correction. Hey, Chrissy Boy, Ryan. Very joking, mate. Hope you're good, brother. Yeah. Muted says, that's a tough gig in Pure Gym. Dog eat dog for new clients. Do you know what, mate? You couldn't have said it any better. I swear. It is like people scour the gym floor for clients. You literally see people like meat, mate. So no, I can't shiz on it because it was a really good gig and it helped me get out of a very bad rut at the time. So yeah, it was good for the time that I was doing it. But it is, mate, it's a rough world. The PT, personal training, fitness world in a gym, mate. People think it's glitz and glamour. Nah, you have to work like an absolute dog, mate. And you like it's a little sleazy, and it can be I know it can be you can do your mates over and all of that, take their clients, and like then you're sleeping with your clients because they're like birds are fit and stuff. It's like it's not really a good gig, or like it was for me because I enjoyed it, but like looking back now, it was kind of dirty. Reese on Earth says, hey Chrissy, just wanted to say I enjoy your content, mate. Reese on Earth, I'm glad you're on Earth with us. The human species is dwindling, but we are here, mate. So yeah, double fist bump, brother. Mohammed Sharif asks, how can you afford a flight ticket, I presume, to Pakistan? Let me show you. This is I'll show you exactly now. Sorry guys, I'm gonna stretch or something. Yeah. What's that? I'm gonna move my crown jewels from the left to the right. You know how those get, guys. Okay, I moved them. So don't wear boxers, mate. So just wear my shorts, you know? So it's like sometimes they shift around and they squish like that. Like that. Mohammed Sharif, again, how can you afford a ticket to Pakistan? Let me show you. Mate. So first things first, we're going to go on Skyscanner. Skyscanner right here. Privacy, yes. And then we're going to punch in because, well, I'm about four hours from London. So I'm going to show you now. 1 second. Be patient, bros. I'm showing you. Okay. So this is what you want to do. So I've tapped in London. Then you want to go flexible dates, London to everywhere. Okay. This is on Skyscanner. Flexible dates, top right, and then London to everywhere, one way. Now, what I'm going to do is an estimate of the month that I'm going to go. So I'm going to click January 2026. Okay, so again, this is from London to everywhere on Skyscanner. And this is coming from the question from Mohammed Sharif, who's asked, how can you afford a ticket to Pakistan? So, okay, this is what it looks like. If you can see that. So it says London, any airport to everywhere, not in February, in January. Thank you. In January. So now we're going to hit that. And we're going to look at all of the options of countries such as this that come up in January. So we're going to go down until we find Pakistan. And this is just an example. I could go anywhere and this be the same process. It should be coming up right now. Have I missed it? There we are. Look at that. Pakistan. Okay. And again, this is from London airport, any airport to Pakistan, one way in January. Okay. Look at this, guys. Karachi, the former capital of Pakistan, £83 with one stop. So let's click that. This is how I afford flights. Okay, look at this. Again, this is January from London, any airport, to Karachi in Pakistan. Look at those prices, right? Now, a few are jumping out at me there. Number one, sorry about the lighting, bros. Number one is on the 9th of January, you've got a flight for £84. And then on the 12th of January, you've got a flight for £86. And then also on the 17th, you've got a flight for £100. And this is just one way, okay? So let's click on the 9th for £84. This one. Because there's still a few hoops that you might need to consider before booking it. So find flights. And this is exactly what I'm going to do. If I do decide to go to Pakistan, I'm like 70% there at the moment. Okay, so you get all of these options come up now, and you're probably thinking the same after you've seen the price of £84. You're like, all right, so it's come up as 84 quid advertised, but now I'm seeing one for Emirates for 611. I'm seeing one for Pegasus, 181. So, and then another one with Etihad for 295. Like, where's the 84 quid one? So you scroll back up to the top, and then you will see three options. You will see the best flight, which is the most effective and efficient. Then you will see the cheapest in the center, and then the fastest on the other side, okay? Which is a difference in price, as you can see. Now, the middle is the cheapest, is also going to be the longest in time for you to go from A to B. I don't mind. I'm a traveler. I don't mind knocking around the airport for a few hours, having a sleep, eating something, doing a little bird watching. Absolutely fine by me, mate. I will go with the cheapest option for 30 hours. Okay, so you click that option, and then you can see that it's popped up right at the top, right there. Okay, so it's with some airlines from Luton in London at 4:25 in the PM, and it is for 30 hours with 2 stops. Yeah, super inconvenient, but that's just the way it works. And you arrive in Karachi in Pakistan 1 day later, I believe, 2 days later. Is it 2 days? Yeah, I believe so. Something like that. At 4:10 in the AM. So that is 94 quid, mate. That's it. You might need to take a few flights to get there, But that is how I can afford to go to these places. And to show you the actual flight breakdown for that price, which is the £84, it is that. So from London to Athens, then you get a lovely 11-hour wait, which is, you're going to do a night for that, which is fine. Just wander the streets at night, sleep rough, mate. And then 9:30 in the morning, Athens to Istanbul. And then a 5-hour wait. Does that say 5-hour? 9-hour wait. That's all right. You've got the afternoon to explore Istanbul. Absolutely perfect. And then a few hours later, you fly at nearly 9 p.m. in the night and arrive in Karachi 5 hours later at 4 a.m. So yeah, that's pretty much how I am affording to fly. I don't mind taking a few flights. I don't mind taking a 4 or 5 hour bus up to London to any of the airports. I will just go through that time and for some suffering in order to pay £200 less for a flight, which means I can live for 2 weeks in the likes of a country. It's sweet. So that's the way I do it. So Mohammed Sharif, your question, I hope, fingers crossed, has been answered. Okay, next question. Cam Travels, love the vlogs, man. Keep it up. When is your next trip? Good question. I did speak about this briefly last night on the live. I will be heading to, again, fingers crossed, financially, if everything's good, to Morocco, to travel through Morocco for maybe, I don't know, anywhere between 8 and 12 days on around the 20th of November. So in just over 2 weeks or under 2 weeks, I will go to Morocco. I love Morocco. I was there like a year and a half ago. I explored for like 1 week. It wasn't enough. And I've been dying to go back ever since. So I kind of just like go where I want to go. And then let's pretend this is the GoPro. The GoPro follows me. And then you guys watch what the GoPro has picked up from shadowing Chrissy Boy's travels. So yeah, so Morocco for a bit. And then mid-December, I will be going to the Scottish Highlands to pretty much live in a cabin in the woods for 10 days and hike a load of Monroes in the Cairngorm National Park, which is in the Highlands of Scotland, and hike a load of hills, mate. Keep a simple life for a few weeks. So yeah, and that is until maybe that flight in January, where I will go to Karachi in Pakistan for a few weeks before going somewhere else. I'll see. But again, it all depends now with money. But I'm just very fortunate that I don't have to be paying to stay where I am right now. Otherwise, I literally would have to, I'm not sure, like hitchhike to like Scotland or I don't know. So it's good. Paul G Eats, what is going on, brother? Are you still in Thailand? Paul G Eats. I hope you're good, mate. And appreciate you being here and for the consistent support that you've shown over the last year. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. When will I go to Lahore again? Probably in January or February if I'm going to explore Pakistan for a second time. So, yeah. Gundul says, from Jakarta, 5:50 a.m. in the morning, and good morning to you, kind sir or madam. And I hope you have a good day. Zarak says, hello, boss man. Zarak, hello to you, bro. Give me a little fist. Jolly day. Oh, sorry. I'm just going through these comments. Oh, man. I've lost the comments. What's going on, mate? Antomiro. Mate, I keep botching the name. I was botching it last night. Antomiro. Hey, Chrissy Boy, what's up? What's up, bro? It's a jolly good day for a cuppa and a chippy. Innit, old chap, says Zarak. Mate, I agree. Even though I had a chicken curry and rice tonight, I didn't have a chippy. I'm trying to watch the Welsh tatters and burn off the Welsh belly, but it's coming off pretty fast actually because I'm pretty active. Damn, bro. Malik says, how did you meet Duncan? Malik Allah. Mate, I've been friends with Duncan for like, wow, mate, like way more than 15 years. Dunk. If you watch this, type in the chat how long. But it's probably like, mate, over half of my life I've known Duncan. And like our friendship has grown stronger over the last like 10 years. Like, yes, we're best mates. Go and check out his channel. I will actually just punch it in the chat so people can check it out. Duncan's channel is Curly Kid Life. Check that out, mate. He's just surpassed 1 billion views. I've just put that in the chat as well. Curly Kid Life is Duncan's channel. He's a good lad. He's living in Bangkok in Thailand at the moment. Yeah, man. Crazy journey, bro. It has been a crazy journey. And you know what? I love when stuff like this happens, be it good or bad, horrendous or great, mate. Like, I like having stories. I want to be the person around a dinner table that doesn't have his mouth shut because he's got no stories to tell. You've got to get out into the world. You've got to mess up. You've got to do good things. Sometimes you're going to do bad things, but you learn from those and it will give you experience and stories for the future. Like, go out there and mess up because life is short anyway. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to get too philosophical, but our time is so limited and people have a huge fear of failure and embarrassment and messing up. Guys, there is no messing up to be done in this life. Let me tell you that. The only messing up you can do is not going out there to mess up. Not actively going to mess up, but there is a chance that by pursuing what you want to do, you'll mess up. But it won't chuck you off your path if you stay true to yourself and you just keep going. Like, there's going to be a hiccup and an obstacle and a failure, and then you just go, okay, I acknowledge them. Whoop, I will just keep going anyway. Oh, another failure, another obstacle. Whoop, you keep moving forward. Like, just be consistent. Life is too short to be embarrassed, to not go after what you want, and to what? Care what other people think, mainly strangers. What? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So yeah. And Tamiro says, do you regret it? No. I think that's the question I literally just answered with that stupid spiel. So no, I don't regret it. Don't regret anything. Malik Alice asks, what's your future plans? Mate, just living every day, if I'm honest. Like, living every day, being as happy and content as I can, and being present right now and enjoying myself in Wales, being at home with, you know, just nice creature comforts, getting good sleep, a nice routine. I'm working on some YouTube shorts. I'm getting a lot of stuff done. I'm being very proactive. This is my to-do list, yeah? Yeah, and that's the stuff that kind of it keeps me sane, makes me happy, and yeah. So having a good routine when you've been so out of routine for such a long time is like, that in itself is absolutely spot on. At the moment, I couldn't wish for anything else. So future plans, like I've said, I've got Morocco coming up. I've got Scotland next month. But for now, a loose plan is not much more than potentially going to Pakistan in January. And that's all, mate. Yeah. Antomiro asks again, not sure if you mentioned, but how much were you making at your prime in terms of money? In terms of money, and try and get a screenshot up that I've got on Facebook, and I don't really use Facebook too much. I'm trying to get this up for you now, and I will find like this. I took a screenshot because it was like so much money. And I was like, how am I making this much money? It was stupid, mate. It was stupid, are you? That's actually one of the photos that I took in Scotland before when I was like doing one of my first travels. So that plane actually got like grounded. Like, we were in that plane, I can remember, and then before it was going to take off, it stopped, and all of us got shuttled out because the plane, there was something wrong with it. So then we had to stick in the airport for several hours before the next one. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? I was on about the money thing. This is the exact one I wanted to find. The exact one. So who's asked this question? Antomiro. Not sure if you mentioned it, but how much money were you making in your prime? I've literally just found it. And this was from This was 2018, mate. So 5, 6, 7. It's coming up 8 years ago. 8 years ago, right? So this is from one of my Amazon screenshots. So it is 30 days, nearly $60,000. Yeah, so you can see the amount of units of money that we were making, which was a lot. Yeah, so 60 grand, mate. It's a lot of money, isn't it? A lot of money. And this, this is actually when my supercar got repossessed. That is the actual photo I took when the repossession company was coming to take the car away. And I was so happy to see the back of that car. It was doing my nut in. And like, I didn't have money to pay for that in the last few months. So I'd like canceled my direct debit on that car and everything. It was absolutely a turmoil time, I tell you that now. And then I kind of like went and hid in secret in like Edinburgh. It probably wasn't that secretive because I was posting on social media, but that was in 2019. I kind of went very inwards on myself, and yeah. And there was another screenshot there, which was 43 grand in a month. I was like nearly £17,000 in 7 days, mate. That's mental, isn't it? Actually crazy, absolutely mental to look back on. Yeah, so that sort of money, mate. That sort of money. Crazy, right? It's funny actually looking back. I'm not going to do too much, but it is. I'm trying to find one more photo for you. And you know, earlier in the today's live, I mentioned going to New Orleans. I also went to LA, and I went to LA for a few weeks, and I met the man himself, Casey Neistat. I met him working out in Gold's Gym in Venice, California, which is awesome. That was pretty cool. Anyway, next, yeah. That's good. Mike Allah, what's going on, mate? And Tamiro asked again, brother, making a structured video about you got broke, another time the drugs and how you quit. That's what people want. Be authentic, not ashamed, and explain your life. Yeah, mate, I'm open. I might do I've got a podcast with someone on Thursday who lives in China, but he's originally from Wales, same place as me in the UK. And I think maybe he will ask some of these questions based on how I got to travel full time and a little bit of backstory. So that'll be interesting. And I'm sure I'll go into more detail. But yeah, mate, I used to suffer like huge, mate, when I was on the naughty party substances. I remember, and I'm not sure if anyone can relate to this, but I used to suffer like massively with sleep paralysis. And if you don't know what sleep paralysis is, type that stuff in on Google and have a look. Like, mate, I'd be lying there after a night out, or like even a few days after a night out, I'd be lying there in bed, right? And everything would just go like stiff. And I'd wake up, oh, like a dream, more of a nightmare. And I would just like, my eyes were open and I couldn't shut them. All of my body would be completely stuck. I felt as heavy as like a house, and I would just be sinking into the bed, and I'd be trying to like talk, like, but I couldn't talk. My like hands were planted by myself. I couldn't move anything. I couldn't move my fingers. I couldn't wiggle my toes. I couldn't do anything but move my eyes left and right around the room. And that's when, like, sleep paralysis, you start to see figures. You start to see the concept imaginations of the nightmare or dream that you've just come out of. And I can remember these, like, weird figures would be around the room, and they'd tower over me with my eyes open. And, like, I would just be looking at this thing, and then it would come further down. It would press against my chest, and I'd be terrified, mate. And it was like, I attribute that to a lot of the party stuff that I was doing before. And mate, it was a terrifying few years, and that would happen like every single week. This thing, yeah, it's crazy, eh? Ricky, what's going on, mate? What do you say? Also, guys, thank you so much again for being here. I know we did a long YouTube live last night, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I know that a lot of you did too, because you stuck around until like the end, and it went on for like 3 hours. So I really appreciate you being here. And with that being said, you and I are going to be doing something very, very special in the next few months. And this is a future plan, but I'm not going to reveal it until the day of my doing so. But when everybody else is following the same path, be it whatever you're doing in life, or in my specific case, everyone is going on this trajectory as a content creator, sometimes you have to zag when everybody else is zigging. And I am putting something now in place to zag, where I can stand out and I can be different, and I can show you guys a whole fresh perspective of what I'm doing with my travels in good light. That's all I'll say. And that will be coming very, very soon. And I'm really, really buzzing to start that and show you guys. Ricky, sorry, brother. Let's go back to your comment. Hey, Chris, have you noticed the trend travel of content creators doing rage bait content lately? I follow Kurt Kaz, and lately he has been traveling around London, making BS like acid attacks regularly. Yeah, I have, like, you know, and it's kind of what draws people to the news. It's negativity, it's conflict, it's all of that bad stuff that people like to watch, because it's all gossipy. There is some arguments and action in it. It's pretty much like an action movie, right? People are going out there and they're doing their thing in these places that have, let's say, this. Are they dangerous? They could be in their own aspects, but it's definitely heightened danger, and people are getting clicks and rage baiting from that. And the whole kind of I'm not bashing it, but it's very obvious that people are getting like bodyguards and stuff around the UK now. Even, you know, different creators are doing it, from creators you don't even know the names of. They're paying bodyguards to just follow them behind while they vlog in these different parts of the UK. Like, if it's a trend, it's a trend. If people are going to do it full time, you can do it full time. I don't know. It'll probably just follow on all around the world now from different countries. People just like hire bodyguards. It'll be one bodyguard, there'll be 3 bodyguards, and then you'll have an army of bodyguards. I'm not sure. But yes, bro, I have noticed it. I just like, it's not my gig, that's for sure. But some people are doing well with it. And I mean, well, in terms of obviously getting a lot of clicks and views, and probably making a lot of money from doing it too. Baxter, what's going on, mate? Hope you're good, brother. I am back near the town of Nar, brother. Mate, it is horrendous here at the moment. Like, wet, cold, windy, typical gloomy Welsh weather. And it's going dark at like 3:45 in the afternoon. Like, what's going on with that? What is going on with that? Mohammed, what's going on, mate? Yo, bro. What's up, Chrissy? Wish we could have met in Copenhagen. Mate, I do too. I went for some beers and some hot dogs and some more beers and some more food. I was like looking at like the Danish crowns, and I was like, how much is 50 Danish crowns? I was like, it can't be much more than a couple of pounds, right? Turns out it can be much more than a couple of pounds. So I checked my account and it was a lot more. It was like £6 or £7. I was like, crikey, these beers were on sale and this hot dog is tiny. How have I just paid near £10 for these things? Anyway, I slept in the airport, so I saved some money. If you haven't seen that video, it's called I Slept Rough in Copenhagen. It's now on the channel. Yeah. Benji asks, any floods? Oh, mate, Chris, get your words out, lad. Any floods up your way? She was wet down here, Chrissy Boy. Mate, Benno, lad, mate. I was going to the gym earlier in Narberth, and it was like the tires were like up here with the water. So I was like, boom, boom. I got through it. But yeah, there's a load of floods here. Ryan, a little bird watching. I'm glad you enjoyed that as a comedic comment. Yes, beer and a burger. Benny, message me on if you're still watching on Instagram, lad. If you've got Instagram, message me and we'll have a burger, and I would love to say a beer, but I'm actually enjoying waking up sober at the moment. So maybe just a beer and a flask of water in my case. Ryan, Ricky says, Kurt Card is a good dude, but man, he is boring. No offense to the guy. Yeah, Kurt is obviously a very, very smart creator. He's made some amazing raw stuff that have inspired like a lot of people to travel and make content. So, he's definitely a good guy in this space. He's made a recent switch to catching pickpockets and stuff, but still he's a very smart guy. I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing, and maybe he will switch back to the other trajectory of just like wandering different countries, having a beer with the locals, and meeting many birds of different nationalities whilst he goes at it. But yeah. Malik Allah, I know a close friend sending thousands of dollars every paycheck to a Moroccan female for no reason. Mate, ask him if he can send a few $1,000 my way for no reason. Just a Welsh male, mate. That'd be better. Baxter says, legend, brother, enjoying the vlogs. Appreciate you, mate. And more coming soon. What I'm going to do at the moment with the vlogs is I'm going to film a few in Wales and around the area. Some might be like very ordinary and mundane, but the reason you're going to see those vlogs is, I've got to be honest, it's not for your benefit. It is simply to keep up the discipline of vlogging whilst I'm home. Otherwise, you start to build up this anxiety of not picking up the camera, especially if I wasn't now to vlog until Morocco, potentially 2 weeks away. It's always good for discipline and consistency just to make some videos, whatever they are, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. So there might be some hiking videos. It might be a very boring day in the life. It might be a full day of working out, or it might be eating, a full day of eating when my brother comes down now in a week's time. So stuff like that. But yeah, appreciate it, mate. Mohammed Sharif, thank you for answering the question. No worries at all, brother. Bozo Killer, what's going on, mate? 3 years. 3 years what? Also, type in the chat where you guys are from. That'd be good. Bozo Killer, mate. I remember you commenting a lot on the daily vlogs in Thailand 6 months ago. So I appreciate you being here, mate. Richard Wunton says, what's your preferred breakfast, cereal or cooked? Whew. Mate, do you know what? I love cereal. Like, I love having like Wheatos and Rice Krispies with a ton of sugar and Crunchy Nut clusters and Cookie Crisp cereal. All of that is great, but I do have an issue with drinking too much milk. If I drink too much milk, I will get like weird little red rashes around here and here. My ears will go as red as tomatoes, and I'll also get some sort of like eczema stuff building up here. Not now because I'm not drinking milk, but like I get red and a little rashy. Milk doesn't agree with me. So to answer your question, I love a full English breakfast. 3 sausages, 3 bacon, 3 egg, 3 fried bread. Save the grilled tomatoes. I don't want the tomatoes. And maybe I'll have half mushrooms. Then I will take a double helping of toast. And also, if you've got those really nice crinkled crisps, or if you're in the US, chips. No, crisps, actual crisps. Chips, like potato chips. I mean chips, like pub chips, right? Anyway, that's what I like. And I love a sausage. I love a sausage sarnie, mate, with mayo and ketchup. Let me show you. Let me show you what's in the fridge, people. Not much. But yeah, mate, go for these sausages. They're banging. They are chipolata sausages. And then I will have that with mayo and ketchup, mate, with this bread, of which I need to probably go and get more of tomorrow because I've ate half a loaf today. Yeah, so that's the fridge. Pretty depressing, isn't it? Chicken breast, butter, eggs, beans, and milk down there that I don't drink. And then for coffee, mate, a big ass tub of Nescafe instant granules. It's pretty much me. Not very exciting, is it? But it is real life, I guess. Yeah, mate. That was a long-winded question to your answer to your simple question, Richard. So, Bozo Killer for sure. Malik Allah, your story will definitely get you some free beers. Mate, I don't want beers at the moment. I'll take like a free orange juice or something though. That's funny. Yaya Rizvi says, "What's up, Chrissy?" Yaya Rizzy, what's up, brother? Let's have a little time check, shall we? Well, mate, coming up 20 to midnight. And yeah. Gaio! Am I pronouncing that right? Gaio! Yes. Hey, I'm new on your channel. Thank you so much for being here, brother. Hit me up with a fist bump. Raise your fist, bro. Gaio, raise your fist. I can see you. You're not raising it. Raise it, brother. Ah, there you are. Go on, mate. Now bump it. Nice one, mate. Hey, I'm new on your channel. I was wondering, do you really only spend £350 per month in Southeast Asia? For how long have you lived like that? So when I moved like full-time at the time, about 6 months ago to Bangkok in Thailand, yeah, that's when I started spending around £300 a month. But then YouTube payments were like few and far between at that time. And I wasn't even getting paid by YouTube at that time. I was like, had some savings that I had from prior before moving. And then people were sending me donations for doing daily vlogs. So £350 has actually only served me for like the last, I'm not sure, 4 months maybe. And before that, it was even less than that I was living on, because I'd have my apartment in Bangkok and then I would pretty much just be stationed there, and then just eat tuna and rice and bananas and drink bottles of water. So yeah, 350 quid a month, especially from what I've been doing lately in Thailand. And I've just come back to Wales from there. Like I had an apartment for, well, a room with a shared bathroom and kitchen for £170 a month. And then I was paying £15 for a gym membership, which had a pool as well. And I'd spend no more than about £3.50 a day on food. And for travel, well, I wasn't doing much. I'd go up to like Chiang Mai for a couple of pound on the train, stay in £2 hostels. So yeah, mate, you can definitely do it. I'm not going to say you could go around the whole of Southeast Asia, like from Vietnam to Cambodia, and travel fully on 350. But if you're stationed in a certain country, in a city, and you're disciplined with your spending, 100% you can do it. I've been doing it. Mad Monkey, what's going on, mate? It's all about the journey. I agree. Bozo Killer, that is some emojis that I've not seen before. Let me try and replicate it. What even are they? What emojis are they? They're like weird blue little monsters. Ready? Did I get it? I'm not sure. But yeah, mate. Ryan asked, have you met any other famous people whilst traveling? Mate, I probably have actually. I've got a few photos. Most recently, I met, if people know Connor Murphy, the fitness guy, I met him in Bangkok. I actually like ran up to him and I said, "Hey, Connor, it's Connor Murphy." And then Duncan, Connor and myself went out for food that night. And that was a couple of weeks ago in Bangkok. Connor Murphy, check out his YouTube channel. He's like, he's got a huge fitness presence and he's absolutely shredded, mate. The birds love him. Yeah, Casey Neistat too. What else? I'm trying to find some photos actually of people. So there's Casey that I met back in LA. Who else, mate? There is a few others actually. There is a few others. Mate, what are these photos that I've got on? Yeah, ridiculous photos. Like, this was the, these were the two cars that I had. This was the i8 and the Audi. It was pretty cool, mate. I was in Nebraska. Nebraska, mate. There was someone else that I met. I think it was like, it was Mr. Olympia who I met. I'm not sure where he is in my album, but It was Mr. Olympia, but I think he's dead now. I think he's dead. But yeah, man, I can't find it. It was one Mr. Olympia, unfortunately, who passed away after he got crowned. And I met him also in LA. I was working out. I was curling like 6-kilogram dumbbells. Stu Mentis, how do you earn money to sustain traveling? YouTube. YouTube is how I earn my keep when I'm traveling and before I go on travel. So for now, for example, I'll have like, 2 months being home, and incrementally the payments from YouTube increase every month, very slowly but surely. So when I'm home and not spending any money because I'm living rent-free here at a family's place, I don't spend much money on food, and I live a very simple routine. So that YouTube money that I would usually spend every month to upkeep travel when I'm away, that now will be saved. So hopefully the next few months are going to pay me around £375. I would love to save £400 each a month, which would then in theory give me £800 to play with at the end of these 2 months from being home. So for the first few months of the new year, I'm not going to do any big travels. So for example, if I was to go to Cuba or Brazil or Pakistan, I would probably go there for like 3 weeks at a time, come back to Wales, do a European country, do something in the UK, and then go back again. Only because I've just exhausted myself so much when I do these 3 or 4 month travel stints, and I come back and I look 10 years older. I haven't slept, mate. I'm out of shape, and it's like there's got to be a better way to do it where I can sustain my health, my fitness, my overall mental and physical well-being, as well as create some good content for you and, lock some good memories of adventures in for myself as well. So, yeah, that's how I earn money. I do these YouTube lives, and sometimes kind people will donate super thanks, or they'll send me donations in my PayPal that I note in the descriptions of every one of my videos, and they pretty much help to kind of top up my travel money and stuff like that. And when I have more money, I would like to do some meaningful stuff for the money that I have, not just spend more money on myself for no reason, So yeah, mate. So in short, I get money from YouTube every month, which helps me to travel. Dan G says, hello from me and Abby. What's going on, mate? Hello to you and Abby. I hope you're good, bro. I hope you are good. Stu Mentis and bodyguards can't do anything. Yeah, a lot of people are having the old bodyguards in the UK and European videos at the moment. Baxter, love that, mate. You should be unreal to catch up one day. Top man to you, bro. Thanks so much for being in the chat. That's awesome. Mohammed says, I saw your video in Copenhagen airport, and I've seen all of your videos. You are for real, all right? Cheers, mate. Do you want a single or a double fist bump for your compliment? Ready? Double. Cheers, brother. Mohammed, legend, mate. Dan G says, lots of Canadian beer. Waiting for you, Chrissy Boy, when you were in Vancouver. Mate, Dan, Abby, lay those beers out and watch Chrissy Boy attack them ferociously. And he will just chug them back. Right hand, then he'll go a left, and then he'll do a right. He'll just chug them down, mate. But for now, water. And yeah, I will definitely come to Canada. Maybe in 2027. That'd be good. 2027, a Canadian adventure. That'd be awesome, mate. Ryan is reiterating the people doing exposing pickpockets in Europe. One guy started it and now everyone's doing it. It's going to be, it's probably going to be the same thing for a while, and people will get sick of it. They'll know it's the same general video. It's just done a little differently from creator to creator. It's a lot of rage baiting. Some of it is really fun to watch, but it's also it's a little triad, mate, isn't it? Okay. Mohammed says, I also follow you from my other YouTube channel, MGA, and look forward to seeing your vids from Morocco and then Scotland and then Pakistan. I will also be in Pakistan. Remember, it's Ramadan in February. Will do. Thank you so much for the heads up. I am buzzing to go to Morocco, mate. Have any of you been to Morocco? Let me know in the chat. Have you been to Marrakesh? Have you experienced the energy and frequency that Morocco gives you? Like, you go there, everyone is very kind of like upbeat and very vibey, and it's a good place. Starting in Morocco, and then I'll give you a brief itinerary of what I'm going to do, even though actually I don't even know myself, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But I will show you kind of in my head where I'd like to go. Whatever, Chris. You're not. Yes, you are. Yeah. Okay. So let's go from Marrakesh. So I'm gonna go to Marrakesh first, and then as you can see up on the top coast, I'm gonna go to Casablanca, which is here. Casablanca here, and then I want to go inland to Fez, which is there, and I believe that has like amazing food. And then, mate, I'll probably go somewhere that is like off the beaten track, maybe into the Sahara a little bit. And what I would then like to do, instead of just like flying back to England from Morocco, I'd like to go up to the northern region of Morocco, of Tangier, and then cross by ferry into Gibraltar in Spain. And then maybe fly back from the likes of Barcelona with Ryanair, which is like a £10 flight, mate. So yeah, I'd go from Morocco up north, cross by ferry if it's not too expensive, into Spain, and then fly back. That's the plan for like a 10-day journey. But I will wing it, as I always do. But before I continue with your questions, let me just plug the charger in for this Mac, mate, before it switches off. Bear with me, please. Mac attack. Mac attack. Mac attack. Thank you. Right, bros. Okay, come in. Oh, mate, it's not long enough. Wait. I'm going to have to... How's that? We're back charging now, people. We're back charging. Can you bear with me like 30 seconds? I'm just going to check some WhatsApps from people. Okay, not much going on. There's a little bit going on. People have just started following me, I think, from the live on Instagram. Again, the old Instagram is Chrissy Boy Vlogs. If you want to drop me a message and have a little chin wag, mate, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Right, back to the questions. So, yeah, Ramadan in February in Pakistan. Okay. Danji, Chrissy Boy, how rough are the bathrooms in Pakistan? Some were rough, mate. Some were like half okay. It was all right. I stayed in some Airbnbs, some really nice Airbnbs in Pakistan, and everything was like Western standards, believe it or not. So I actually stayed in Karachi for like 10 days when I arrived there because I had this sweet apartment for like $7, like £5 a night. There was a gym next to it. It was good food around, mate. It was smack bang in a good part. It was good. I slept well, mate. And yeah, living situation was spot on. I could not complain at all. Richard Wunton said, love the answer and love your vlogs. Keep it new and you, brother. Yeah, awesome. Cheers, Richie boy. Appreciate you, mate. That's awesome. Thank you. And I will keep going. If you've got, and like, I want to serve you, right? I want to serve you, bros. If you've got any recommendations of vlogs that you would like to see whilst I'm back here right now in Wales, let me know. And I will note them down. Or even better, send me a message on Instagram, Chrissy Boy Vlogs, and let me know through a DM. Let me know, give me some ideas of what you'd really like to see in terms of vlogs around these regions, which again is in Pembrokeshire in Wales in the UK. All right, so for those people who are unfamiliar, this is where I am right now. Okay. to give you a scope, right? I'm right down there on the Pembrokeshire coast. Okay, so if I was to zoom in more, you will see that I am on the Pembrokeshire coast here. All right, so if you've got any, like, I don't know, if you're curious about anything, if you want to see anything around the area, I would happily go and do some vlogs for you. If that is to entertain just one person, I am damn happy to go and get the camera out and I will go and vlog it for you. Okay, Ricky asks, do you get peeved when people call you English when you're traveling? No, I don't. I don't get annoyed at much at all. It takes a lot to get old Chrissy Boy riled up, that's for sure. So nah, mate, I just make a joke of it. I go, mate, I'm not in English. I'm Wales, mate. We're 100 times better. Get out here. Get out here. Get away from me. Nah, mate, not at all. Not at all. It's all jokes. It's all a good laugh. So now it takes a lot for me to get riled up. I'll be honest, like a lot. I'm a pretty calm cat. I'll be honest. Until I get going. Until I get going, mate. Because I'm a Chechen boxer now, yeah? I look Chechen, don't I? That's what Duncan said. With my beards, it just grows here. So Chechen. Cornfed 44 says, what's up, Chrissy Boy? What's up, mate? What's going on, lad? It has been a hot minute since you've been on the chat. I know you were commenting like loads months ago, mate. So, yeah, it's good to see you back. That's awesome. Ricky mentioned some Connor Murphy activity. Joey Doyle. What's going on, mate? Hope you're good. Joey Doyle asked, why not start another ecom business? Mate, past is in the past. Like, here's the thing, right? If I did want to go now and make, and as this might seem super like big-headed and overly confident, but if I wanted to go and make £5,000 a month now, doing nothing but sitting here on my laptop, not seeing the world, but seeing the screen for 16 hours a day, mate, I've got the capacity of knowledge and information to actually do that. If I wanted to do it, and I don't want to sound like a complete twat by saying this, if I wanted to go and make a lot of money online right now by doing what I did, but doing it better, I could do that. I would just need like an investment of £2,000 maybe to get everything kicked off, which I could get because the idea and information of what I know and what I've done before, what I've proved is it's doable. I just don't want to do it. I'm not that driven financially to go and put myself through 12 to 16 hours a day of online torture. I like to live my life a little more than that, considering that I've done it in the past. I know what the outcome could be in terms of, I know I could fall into another kind of trap of materialism and over consumerism and stuff like that. But for now, I'm really enjoying this journey, and life is full of many chapters, and this chapter right now is the one that I'm owning. But thank you so much for your question. Cheap Charlie Chronicles says, yo, what's up, Chrissy Boy? Cheap Charlie, mate, what is going on? Second night in the row. What do you reckon about just keep doing these lives with you absolute pro legends? Because it's good, mate. It's good. And if you've got any ideas for any vlogs that you'd like to see me film around here, Cheap Charlie, mate, let me know. Drop them in the chat and I'll get to it. Whoa, we are coming up 1 hour 30 in, mate. That's awesome. Corn-fed, everyone like the stream to help the algorithm. Yeah, drop a like in there, mate. Drop a like, drop a love, drop a whatever you want. So, Stu Mentis, what country would you recommend to live in as the UK is too expensive? Good question. I'll answer this, right? If I wasn't able, sorry, I'll stop wearing my hat like that. How about that? That looks a little better, doesn't it? Actually, it doesn't at all. If I wasn't able to come back and live with family here right now, I would continually, at the moment, live in Thailand in the room that I know because I can get it for £170 a month, or I would move to the likes of Vietnam and I would live in like a very small hut in part of the jungle, or I'm not sure, somewhere maybe like Cambodia. I haven't been there yet, but somewhere very cheap. Probably more so in Koh Samui and the island down in the south of Thailand. I found a place down there, mate, for like, actually, let me show you. And I know this isn't everyone's cup of tea, but mate, I found a place for like, well, it was ridiculous price. And I was like, if everything really goes completely tits up with money, mate, at least I can afford this place right here. So Koh Samui down in Thailand, mate. Let me show you guys. So how cheap you can get this place for. This is mental, mate. So yeah, if I wasn't living in the UK, I would go and live on a beach in Thailand or something. Because why not, mate? Sorry. Just trying to find this place. No place available. I think someone's got it. Wanks. Wanky tanks, mate. No place available. How? Anyway, it was like a hut on the beach. It was like a hut on the beach. Hopefully I can find it. Ah, there it is. Okay, it's actually gone up in price, but it's this little hut here. Check that out. It was like, mate, it was like £100 or less for the month at one stage. It's gone up a little bit now, but I would probably go and live in the equivalent of that down the south of Thailand, and then live a very frugal and simple life. I would just like work out 3 times a day. I would go on many bird watching excursions, and I would eat cheap rice and noodles, drink lots of water, and yeah, mate, just live a very quiet, simple life. That's what I would do if I wasn't living in the UK and I didn't have the means to come back and live with family here. So yeah, somewhere like that. Somewhere like that. Paul G Eats says, is that near Bridgend? So where I live now, it's probably like 45 minutes away from Bridgend, which for anyone who isn't unfamiliar is towards the capital city of Cardiff in Wales. Bridgend is like close to that. So I'm about 45 minutes west of that. Jason Davis, what's up, mate? You say, I'm at the opposite end to you near Conway. Mate, Jason, if you're still watching, and appreciate you being here, brother, is there anywhere up your way that is like, you know, I can go and vlog and do some cool stuff and just kind of like have fun doing it? Let me know, because I've been up to Conway once and I can't really remember what I did. So if there's any like cool towns or quirky things to do up your way, I will happily jump on the train or drive up one day and do a little vlogging session up there for the day. That would be cool. Stu Mentis, you should do a stock trading, which is great. Yeah, mate. I'm in 100% for YouTube and content and travel. Like, yeah, I'm just in the content game. You know, if you see too many opportunities, there's too many shiny balloons that everybody can go after. I just prefer to stick to one, you know, the one thing, and really focus on it. Jan Koskinen, what's going on, mate? What's the cheapest place you've found to book accommodation if you're doing hostels and not long stay? Also, have you tried couch surfing? I'll start with your latter question. So couch surfing I have done a few times, but it seemed to get a little weird in terms of like people wanted to like date people on there. I think it turned into a very kind of like queer community. So I kind of stayed away from couch surfing over the last few years, but I have done it a few times prior. What's the cheapest place you found to book accommodation if you're doing hostels and not long stays? Mate, mainly like, you know, hostel. I will happily do hostels if I am flat broke, like I was a couple of weeks ago in Chiang Mai. I found a hostel for like £1.50, I will happily stay there if number one, I'm broke. Number two, if it's convenient and easy. And number three, I'm not sure if there is a number three, but if I can't find anything else, let's put that as a number three. But otherwise, mate, hostels these days they can be similar prices to like full rooms on Airbnb or something like that, you know? So I'm going to type in now on Airbnb. Let's go to Hanoi in Vietnam in January for 1 week. All right, let's call that a short stay, for example. 1 week, and then we're going to go one person search, and it still hasn't punched it in. That's really annoying. Why would you do that? Hanoi, please. Hanoi, Vietnam, yes. 1 to the 8th, yes. 1, yes. Okay, so it's coming up. All right, so again, this is Airbnb. The options you've got is any type room, entire room. So we're just going to go any type. We're going to draw the filter all the way down. So I'll show you this in a minute. Okay, mate, £70. Right, so we've drawn that filter all the way down in terms of expense, down to £70, which is the maximum. So we're going to see how much we can get for something that's not a hostel in Hanoi for 1 week in January, right? This is like the good thing about travel, like the education system, schools, college, all that bollocks. It doesn't teach you any of the worldly stuff you need to know to go out into the world and like get by and enjoy yourself, which is like ridiculous. You have to actually be proactive and take action if you want to learn about the world and expenses and budgeting and people and everything in between, which is, I know we said about not looking at hostels, but look at that, mate. That is £22 for 7 nights. 22 quid for 7 nights in a 5-star rated hostel. That's mental, isn't it? 22 quid, mate. So you're paying 88 quid for a month if you were to stay there. I'm not sure why you would, but that's an example. Okay, so right here, we've got, it's not the best photos, it's actually terrible photos. But here for 7 days, again, in a place called Quan Dong Da. It's a homestay. It's a queen bed. So you've got your own bathroom and bedroom for £58, which is around $75 for 7 nights. Okay, and there are cheaper ones which are coming up somewhere here. But yeah, you can just look on Airbnb, mate. It's really cheap. Like, you know, if you're doing a few nights, just stay in a hostel for a few pound. And when you get tired of traveling and the kind of travel fatigue hits you, then I always like to kind of save some money to book, not a nice room, but just a room for myself if I'm on the road. And that will really help kind of your spirits and energy by doing that. So yeah, mate, I hope that's helpful, my friend. Ryan, are you in touch with your spiritual side? Yeah, mate, I think we all are in some sense. It's good to be in touch with all of your parts and sides. But yeah, mate, to a certain degree, I think I'm very aware of things, and yeah, I can get pretty introspective from time to time, which is good. Jay Vares, what's going on, mate? Where are you watching from, mate? I haven't seen you on the chat before, so appreciate you being here. That's awesome. We got some new homies dropping in on the chat. So Jay Veris, fist bump for being here, mate. Appreciate you. I've wanted to quit a 6-figure job to travel. Any advice? Mate, I would say for a 6-figure job, now, don't quote me on this, but I imagine you've got some sort of savings, having a 6-figure annual salary. Now, if you have, whether that be a couple of £1,000 or much more than that, you now need to look at what you're locked into in terms of potential finance with cars or mortgages on a house or any relationships you have that kind of want to tie you down into the same position that you want to steer away from. I would say that kind of lock into your head right now that you don't need a lot of money to travel. Earlier on in the video, I found a flight to Pakistan for like £80, like 100 US. And also I've shown that you can stay in a beach hut down on the island of Koh Samui in Thailand for less than £200 and spend about £3 or £4 or less on food a day. Rent a moped for £3 a day too. So I would say release the thought of you have to spend a lot of money to travel. If you've got thousands of pounds in savings, mate, you're all right. If you've got some discipline not to go crazy with spending, you'll do just fine. You'll have a great time. I'm not sure if you're referring to just like traveling for a month, Jay, or like full time. There's obviously difference in those two. But if you're going for a month, mate, you'll be absolutely sweet. If you're going for a year and you've got some savings, you'll also be sweet. You just need to plan a few things out and to be disciplined with your spending and take buses and trains instead of planes. Even if you've got a couple of grand saving, still go for the lower tier pricing options, because in the long run, in the future, when you want to buy this or that, it will really help. So you've just clarified that it's going to be full time. So mate, at some point, full-time travel, you will run out of money if you haven't got an income to back that. Your message just disappeared, but I saw full-time. So mate, I would also just come up with something now that you can make some money doing something passively on the side when you're traveling. So that means you might not be traveling full-time every day. It might be working for 6 hours one day, working for 4 hours the next day, working for 12 hours the next day, and kind of being that digital nomad in the sense of the word. But you don't need to, you for sure don't need to go with a ton of money to travel. Only people do that because they're fearful of running out of money and anxiety gets the better of them. So I hope that's helpful in some way. Mohammed has wished us all good night. Good night to you, Mohammed, kind sir. Sleep well. I hope you get your 8 hours of beauty sleep in, my friend. Jason Davis, Conway Castle cool or Carnarvon Castle round Snowdon? Okay. Is there like day hikes? Can I go on like hikes up there? Is there like any cool hikes I can do? Like strenuous hikes and scenic paths? That would be cool. I would definitely make my way up for something like that. And also some castles and pub food. That would be cool. Tom Bulek, absolute legend, mate. Hit me with the side fist bump, brother. But you're always here commenting. I appreciate your time and your energy. It's awesome. Any plans coming to Borneo soon? Mate, I should have gone to Borneo last time I was in Malaysia. I should have. My good friends Frankie and Sean were there, I want to say last year or a year before, and they said it was fantastic. And I will go back to Malaysia, and I want to go to the Perhentian Islands, Langkawi, and also Borneo. So I will be coming probably in the next, I'd love to say year. Come to Borneo in the next year, mate. All going well. Adrian Johnson, what's going on, lad? Glad you're doing well, Chrissy Boy. I donated some money a few months ago when you did the cheeseburger review. Enjoyed your vlogs around Thailand, and I will convince the wife to go one day. Oh, mate, that's awesome of you. Adrian, appreciate you, brother. And yeah, mate, I'm not sure if I said a whopping great big thank you for your donation, but I must have saw it and I appreciate it. And thank you so much for reminding me. That's awesome. Yeah, the cheeseburger review. Was that the one in, I think I've unlisted that video, but Adrian is mentioning like this, oh, no, it's not. That is the cheeseburger review that I did in Thailand for a company called, it was either Craft Burgers or School Burgers, something like that. Mate, that was a banging burger. Wow. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I'm like looking back at that moment now and tasting that burger. Thank you very much. Amazing. Yeah, definitely when you want to hit Thailand with the wife, let me know. Maybe we'll be there at the same time. We can enjoy a couple of stubby beers together. Cheers, Adrian, once again. Absolute legend. Jay Varas says, you are from New York. Mate, that's awesome. You could probably find some cheap flights from New York to Thailand, or I keep saying Thailand because I've been there so much lately, but of course you can find them from anywhere else. I'll have a little quick look for you, actually, Jay Varys, since you're online, brother, and you're here. So I'm just going to say, for example, maybe you're going to go to Thailand. So let me punch in some stuff on Skyscanner for you and see what flights we can find you, just as, an example, because why not? Because why not, mate? No. Yeah, and like, look, at the end of the day, you've got to try. Like, we've got this one life to live. We can't be fearful of, falling short of doing things that we want to do and then not working out. At the end of the day, if you've got something in your head that you want to do, Jay, for example, you want to go traveling, mate, go and do it. Because then the only thing that's going to go, potentially act as a negative is you don't like it, or you miss home, or you run out of money, which by the sounds of your 6-figure income will not be anytime soon, mate. So like, run with it, especially while the feeling is fresh. Don't let those ambitions and dreams simmer to the point of death, All right. So for example, I found one from New York to Thailand for like 260 quid in January, Jay. So you can go from, it's not the cheapest. You're talking like $500, right? And that's one way, I believe. So you can go from New York to Bangkok, January 2026, on the 13th for £285, which is what, 560 bucks one way. And yeah, mate, you can find some cheap Airbnbs then in some really good districts in Thailand, and you'll be able to start your traveling stint in a good way, mate. But yeah, I'll be doing more of these lives, just like, talking the good talk with you guys. So if you've got any other questions, mate, I'm always going to be here. I'm going to do these a few times a week. Corn Fed, you absolute legend. You just smashed your boy over $2, mate. Absolute quality. If I was drinking, I'd be able to afford half a pint of beer with that. But now that I'm not, I will probably buy, I'm not sure what I'll buy with it. Or maybe I'll save it for my Morocco adventures in the next 2 weeks. Thank you so much. Many future blessings, my brother, from Corn Fed. Legend. Thank you so much. That's really appreciated. Farang Travel says, I want to travel, but my wife likes expensive hotels and fine dining. What wife doesn't like that, mate? What wife doesn't like that? Well, maybe, right? Farang Travels, right? Your wife can stay in the fine hotels with the expensive dining, and you can go and slum it in the likes of $2 hostels, mate, eating rice and drinking tap water and taking 20-hour buses for a couple of quid while your wife lies in, she eats the truffle chocolates with a nice linen and the bed and the creature comforts of luxury travel. So maybe have a conversation with her and see, maybe you should make the switch. One day you should do slum travel, your wife should do hotels, and then you can switch. And your wife can do slum travels and you can do the luxury. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a tough thing. I think you'll just have to talk it out and find a balance between your goals of travel. Stu Mantis, would you live in Pakistan? Seems cheap to live in a fun place. I would actually live in Pakistan, yeah. If I was to live anywhere in Pakistan, it would be probably in Islamabad, the now capital of Pakistan. Really green, really friendly, super easy and convenient to get around. It's cheap. The people are good. The food is great. And there were some amazing gyms around there as well. And like getting around on the moped, be that your own moped or a taxi moped, super good. And they've got a great airport about 20 or 30 minutes out of the city. So yeah, I definitely would live in Pakistan. Richard Wunton, I'm from New Zealand, where there's a lot of gang stuff. Is it dangerous around where you are? I'm from New Zealand, where there's a lot of gang stuff. Is it dangerous around where you are? I mean, like, there is the old gang stuff going on pretty much in every country of the world. I think that's why at the moment there is a lot of like rage baiting going on in England, like in cities in the UK, because you get these like youth people with like hoodlums and like feral youths, let's say. You know, so yeah, you could say there's an element of danger in these places. Would I be fearful of walking down some of these streets and high streets? And no, because most of them are absolute idiots and they need to be in packs of 20 to act all hard. So like, no, it's not that. Especially where I'm from in Wales, everyone just like keeps themselves from themselves and doesn't bother everyone. It's kind of mind your own business. But when you go up to the big cities in England, such as like Luton, Manchester, all of those things, you've got like gangs of youths just hanging around the streets, loitering and like wanting to cause trouble. That's why it's very easy for people to pick up a camera, go to the most dangerous city in England, and then just go and rage bait people, because you stick a camera in some of these kids' faces who are probably prepubescent, mate, and they get all aggy, and then they have a crack at you, and then they tell their friends, and it causes commotion. And guess what? Your camera's recording. Now you've got a load of conflict to show on YouTube, and people love that. But I'm not sure if I just went on a complete tangent there, but yeah. But yeah, so there's it's dangerous everywhere, isn't it? I was advised not to go to Pakistan. I was advised not to go to Africa. When I went to Africa, I was advised not to go to many places. Peru, for example, Colombia, those places. But I went and I had a great time. You've got to just be very vigilant and aware and do your due diligence. And for the most part, you should be fine. Ryan says, yeah, mongrel mob runs amok over there. Yeah, exactly what I was just talking about. There's a lot of kind of just like yobby, loitering youths that kind of just want to go and cause trouble. But most of them are harmless, I would say. They just think like they're the bee's knees. They think they're Conor McGregor in his youth, mate. So most of them don't have a clue what they're doing, and they probably couldn't throw a punch to save their lives. So, Corn-fed 44, it was at the schoolhouse. Mate, I'm not sure what you're referring to, bro. But if you're talking about the school burger, I think it was the school burger, the cheeseburger, the school house burger, something like that. Ricky, back at it, mate. That's awesome. Chris, I respect you having integrity and doing the trending rage bait stuff. Easy way to make money, but spreading hate and racism and losing your soul. Yeah, I'm just avoiding all of that. It's just, just watch it go by. It's a trend at the moment that people are getting the bodyguards and rage baiting people. And yeah, it's look, for people who are doing it, do their thing. Just not me, mate. Jason Davis, loads of good hikes up this way, bud. Crib Cock up Snowdon is a scary one, is it? Crib Cock up in Snowdon. Let's have a look at that, mate. Crib Cock up in Snowdon. Let me check this out. Crib Cock, Snowdon. Sorry, I was just checking. Crib Cock. Is this it? Jace, is this it, mate? That one. A grade 1 scramble in Snowdonia, Wales, or a company that sells tactical and military gear. Crib Cock can refer to two different things. Oh, okay. Grade 1 scramble in Snowdonia. A famous and thrilling grade 1 scramble in Erie, Snowdonia, Wales, also known as Red Ridge. Is that the one? If so, it looks, or Crib Cock. I'm not sure. Hopefully I've got that right. But mate, that looks good. Skint Northerners, Ellis, boy, if you're still on, mate. Wagwan, brother. Yes, mate. Ellis, Skint Northerners, mate. I've been binging your stuff on this television right here for the last few nights. I especially liked your Venezuelan vlog. I think that's awesome, and it's going to open a lot of people's eyes to the country, even though you're setting foot in the country at a very, very difficult time, mate. So big up to you, and yeah, keep enjoying it. I'm also now in the middle of your Peru cargo ship adventure. So guys, for those people who want to watch a real raw and authentic YouTube channel of a a couple that travels mainly at the moment around Latin America. Go and check out Skint Northerners. They're good people. Jay Varys, I see. Appreciate the words. No worries, mate. Jay, if you have any more questions, just drop them in the chat or DM me on Instagram. I've put my Instagram in the pinned chat of this live. Tom Bullock says, Langkawi Malaysian beers are very cheap. It's free duty island. Yeah, mate, I know. I should have gone last time because I've been in Malaysia like 3 times this year, a few times for a layover, but I definitely should have stopped off. So please, please forgive me, but I will be back. Jan Koskanen says, just catching up now, you legend. Yeah, I'm setting off indefinitely in a week myself. First stop in India. Go on, Jan, mate. Go on, mate. Go to India. You're a brave man. Is that going to be your first country or what? Woohoo! Go on, son. My mate Duncan has just got back, well, a couple of weeks ago from India, and he went to where did he go? He went to Varanasi in Kolkata. So, mate, let me know in India where you're heading. That'll be cool. You should vlog it or something and send it to me. I want to see it. That'd be funny. Have a great time, Jan. Anyway, indefinitely as well. So you got 7 days and you're on the road, mate. Go on, matey boy. I love hearing that. People are just going out and getting it, mate. It's way forward. Life is short. You've got to go and have a laugh with it, mate. So good on you, Jan. Adrian, my daughter is over in Thailand at the moment, traveling with her friend. Not going to lie, I'm a little worried because she's only 18, nearly 19, but I want her to follow her dreams. How safe is it? Mate, I really couldn't say that Thailand is dangerous at all. For, the biggest danger for me in Thailand is getting scammed by a tuk-tuk driver. You don't take tuk-tuks, you take Ubers and stuff. But honestly, it's like, I know the perception for people who maybe haven't traveled much, and Thailand is this third world country in Southeast Asia that you've got to be very careful of for the stuff you see online. Mate, Thai people are lovely. It's a really easy, fun, convenient country to travel. People, for the most part, just don't bother you. And if they bother you, it's just to sell you maybe, a meat stick or a bag of rice or a coconut water. Like, Adrian, please do not worry. Your daughter will have a great time. She'll adventure and experience things, and she'll really enjoy Thailand. Like, Thai people are great. Like I said, the biggest issue will be getting scammed by a tuk-tuk driver, and tell her not to also take out water sports stuff, like what do you call it? A jet ski, because there's some scams that go on there. But for the most part, no worries at all. Just, she'll enjoy it. My logic, Adrian continues, is that it's probably safer to go to Thailand than it is to go to London. Most likely. I only go to London and other UK cities if I need to catch a flight somewhere. So yeah, mate. Same. Skint Northerners, Thailand is one of the safest places on earth. So just to back what I've said, Adrian, Skint Northerners goes to Thailand a lot, and they spent a lot of time there. So they can back my spiel there, mate boy. Stu Mentis, do you not get frustrated when you can't speak the language of the countries, i.e. Thailand, Vietnam? No, I don't, because, for a full-time traveler, you can't speak every language of every country. So it's just, you kind of just have to let yourself be okay with that. I can't even speak Welsh. I can speak English, sort of, but I can speak kind of basic conversational Spanish from my time in Latin America last year. I practiced for about 1 year before that. So no, I don't get frustrated. It's part of traveling, and it's part of learning how to kind of navigate these different countries. And actually, it's really exciting knowing that you have to be in a situation where neither of you speak the same language, but you have to somehow juggle this and that to progress through whatever it is that you're doing. So definitely not a frustration, more so like a learning curve and an exciting factor to the travels. Stu also asks, have you been to India? Most YouTubers say they hated it. Mate, I really enjoyed India. I went about 6 months. No, that's a lie. About 8 months ago, and I went around. I did the Golden Triangle in India, which is Agra, Delhi. I want to say somewhere else, and then I went to Jaipur, Jodhpur, Jaisalmer. I had a great time. I had a great time in India. I definitely want to go back. I want to go to the south and visit Mumbai city, and then also like Kochi and Kerala, and then all the way up north. I'd like to see like Ladakh and those places. So, mate, I really enjoyed it. Yes, I got severe food poisoning, but anyway, after 6 weeks, I recovered. I actually contracted a gastrointestinal parasite. Mate, it was absolutely effing horrific, but it hasn't and won't put me off going back to India. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to going back, and I'll for sure go back for a few weeks this coming year. So, yeah. Yeah, Jason says, yeah, but be careful on the mountain. A few people have died. I will. Maybe yeah, if I do go up, if you've got Instagram, Jason, drop me a message on Instagram, Chrissy Boy Vlogs, and maybe I'll drop you a message to gather some advice on that mountain, because I'm stupid, right? Which means I'll just like try and hike it in my flip-flops or something, and you'll see me on the news the next day. Skin Northerner says he's just joined the chat to listen to me ramble the rubbish, mate. Exactly. It's the best way to spend a whoa, it's 30 minutes past midnight. That's the best way to spend this time on a Wednesday, early morning, mate. So Arvis Puktis, what's going on, lad? Skint Northerners on the back of I keep saying your name. It's Alice from Skint Northerners, mate. On the back of our Indian talk, Alice says Tamil Nadu is the best. So for those people wondering about India, Tamil Nadu. So we're going back to Arvis Pukitis' question. What do you think about all this digital ID mess? Travel might be much more restricted in the future. I'm kind of playing ignorant to it at the moment, playing that card of ignorance is bliss. I'm not sure what's going to happen with all the digital ID stuff. I've kind of put it on the back burner of my brain right now, and whatever happens, I will deal with it as I do other things, and we'll all just have to rally together. And I'm sure because the government does what it wants, it will be what it is, mate. So it's like anything in life, it will come our way and we'll deal with it. So yeah, Mikkel van Amstel, what's going on, mate? Snowdon sounds great, but surely blinking cold. Conway and Carmarthen Castle could be a road trip tour. Okay. I mean, yes, it definitely will be cold, but it could be good training for my Highland Scotland adventures next month, mate. So that could be an interesting one. Couldn't it just, my bros? Yeah. The world is a big place. I think I'll give India a pass. Mate, don't pass it up too soon. You've just got to take India with. You've got to treat it with respect and have a little. You've got to be cautious towards some of the stuff you do in India, just because with the food mainly I'm talking about, it's a whole different world, but it's awesome. It's a fun video game style experience is all India. Jan says, India's unbelievable. Varanasi is one of the most mystical, chaotic places passed through some years back. Yeah, I'm filming it all for sure, referring to your upcoming adventures. Rajasthan, Nepal, then Bangladesh. Nepal and Bangla you're going to, mate. That is going to be sweet as tears, brother. Mate, Bangladesh, I so want to go. I'm super jealous that you're going to be hitting that before me. But yeah, let me know. I'm looking forward to seeing some of your content on it, especially in Bangladesh. That'll be absolutely mental. So I traveled around the Rajasthan area in India for like a whole month. I did some volunteering actually in Jaisalmer, the Golden City. Incredible. Have a great time, mate. Suptara Cross is just shouting out Ellis, mate, from Skint Northerners. Suptara, thank you so much. Good stuff. Hope all is good. Dan G says, what was the most hospitable place? I have to say, and it feels like I'm like totally bigging up Pakistan, but for good reason. It has been Pakistan. It has been Pakistan because I spent like little over £300 in the 3.5 weeks that I spent in Pakistan. And I think I would have spent near double £300 if it wasn't for the tremendous hospitality shown by the Pakistani people towards me. I struggled, right? And I don't say this lightly. Pakistan was so hospitable towards me that I struggled to pay for taxis, for scooter rides, for food, for accommodation, and believe it or not, even for flights to different parts of Pakistan. There was one person who would not let me pay for a flight because he insisted on paying it for me to get to a different part of Pakistan. I was like almost in tears. My heart was so warm towards that. So it was like incredible. That's why I want to go back, but visit different parts. And super great for public transport and everything. Like, you know, so yeah, hospitable in terms of countries. I have to say that Pakistan's up there. Yeah. Yeah. Super Taro Cross and Ellis having a conversation. Ellis is heading to Mexico to meet his parents. So go and follow that journey. I'm Subtara. Thank you for being here. I assume maybe from coming over from maybe Ellis's live when Ellis mentioned me a few times in a live because I was dropping in and saying, yo, bro, what's going on, Ellis? Where you at, mate? Yeah, that's crazy. Ellis has just popped up again and he said that in Iraq, it was a struggle to spend money at all. So, mate, in Iraq, is it similar to the hospitality in Pakistan? Also, Ellis, bro, I was watching your video earlier and I was thinking, mate, what do you and Alicia do with travel insurance? So for those people watching, I'm speaking now to skint northerners in the chat and full-time travel at the moment through Latin America. And I'm wondering myself what another couple of full-time travelers do with travel insurance, because me personally, I've stopped taking it out. I've not taken it out in the last year because I've had bad experiences with no payouts after I've injured myself and got ill abroad, and the companies just wouldn't pay out. So I'm like, so Ellis, what do you do, mate? I'm looking forward to that, to hearing what you do with travel insurance. Jan says, saying you don't like India because it's dirty is like saying you don't like Mars because it's dusty. That's so funny. I love India because it's messy and you know, it's chaotic. India has that charm. India's class. Sapatra says, cool, from Mexico. Adrian Johnson, you absolute legend, mate. Appreciate that. A tenner for the AM grind. Thanks for the responses. Good night, mate. Good night to you, bro. Legend. And yeah, I hope you and the wife visit Thailand at some point. And like I said, as far as your daughter goes at the moment in Thailand, she will love it. Send her a message and say, keep having a great time, because she'll appreciate it. And the Thai people will treat her very well and she'll enjoy the food. And like I said, just tell her to maybe don't take too many tuk-tuks. But Adrian, thank you so much for that donation, mate. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. And just at the moment, for these people who are sending me donations and for the money that I'm making on YouTube right now, it's all going to go towards something very different for the channel that I'm going to be invested in for the next few months. It's not going to be spent on flashy clothes or anything like that. Definitely not going to be spent on another 60-inch TV because, well, it's not mine anyway. But yeah, there's going to be a purchase being made in the next month or so, and it's going to really help to add to your experience with watching the vlogs of the channel. So thank you so much for the donations. That will really go a long way with the new purchase that will soon be made by yours truly. Ricky says, which country did you get most views and subs from? Mate, I think Malaysia. I think Malaysia on the whole, I got a lot of subs and views from. I think there was some good traction in Malaysia, especially when I did hitchhiking from like Kuala Lumpur to Singapore, and then some first impression videos. which is good. So yeah, it's cool, but you just can't chase those sort of views. You just need to just keep doing your thing. And that's like, I think that's why a lot of people trail off when they start YouTube channels. They hunt for this financial glory and a lot of views and likes and comments and subscribers, and they're looking very short term. It's not a quick term fix to anything. Any YouTuber will tell you who's been in the game for a long time, especially like Ellis from Skint Northerners. It's not a quick fix. You can't get minted overnight. You have to stay very true to your path and consistent in what you do. And when you're starting out, if you haven't got any money, well, you have to do it very frugally and you have to suffer, mate. Suffer. So Danji, good night from the Van May. The good Lord bless you and give all of your heart's desires, the honorable ones. Thank you, mate. And I appreciate the 3 laughing emojis that followed your comment. That's quality. Appreciate it. Good night. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Get those sweet 8 hours of beauty in, my friend. See you in the next live, mate. What have we got? Flames Dean. I travel full time and I don't have travel insurance. There we are. So that's another one who does it exactly as I do. I'm not sure if we're like completely wise in doing that. I would say not, but I'm just saying that, you know, I remember getting ill in Guatemala, getting no travel insurance, falling off a bike twice in Thailand, no travel insurance, not including this time when I fell off in Bangkok a few weeks ago. And also in San Diego in America, I got bitten by a spider on my hip. It flared up and it got infected. No payout. Like, what the F? What's going on, mate? Anyway, I was also injured in the sea at some point, and I got no anyway, what I'm saying is I don't take it out. So Flames Dean, what's your reason for not taking it out, mate? Skip Northerners from Ellis says, we sometimes have travel insurance, but don't, to be honest. But we use a company called Big Cat, which is £300 a year. Big Cat. Take a photo of that, mate. Big Cat Insurance. Have a look at that. Big Cat Insurance. Ellis, mate, with that insurance, you know, my issue is, right, if something happens and I have to fork out $3,000 for a service before the insurer paying it back, well, I can't afford that initial $3,000 up front. So like, do these insurance companies pay that money to you or to the company, like before or after treatment? Like, what? And that's if they even do pay out, you know? So yeah, I'm going to have a look at Big Cat Insurance. Cheers, bro. But never been ill abroad or had any problems anywhere. Come to Mexico, mate, in the next few months. Yeah, Mexico will be a good shout. What do you reckon with Marco Rome? Is he coming over or not? Hunting reviews is a horse shy. Everyone should follow each other around, not the same places or trends. I agree, bro. Just keep doing our thing, mate, innit? Flames Dean, travel insurance. I'm in Southeast Asia. My logic is it's cheaper to go private when I need it than to pay insurance. There we are. That's good logic. Yeah. My mate Duncan is now having he's injured his shoulder. So he's going for physio in Bangkok at the moment. And it's pretty decent prices in comparison to Europe and UK. So same sort of thing, but in a different manner. Flames Dean, I save the money that insurance would cost and keep a cash buffer for emergencies. I don't think it's good value relative to the likely problems I might face. That's also good logic. I like that. I haven't thought about that at all. So yeah, I like that. Thanks for sharing. And Ricky asks, on the back of this insurance talk, care to name insurance companies not paying out? In Thailand, so many bike accidents, they're very strict. If not wearing a helmet, license, etc. I know. I would have to find these travel insurance that I've had in the past that haven't paid out. I believe a few of them were at the same company, which I stupidly held on to. Yeah, I'll sift through for one of the lives and I'll drop some of the names that didn't pay out and for some of the reasons that they stated why they didn't. Yeah. But when I came off my bike in Thailand a few weeks ago, I came off and I only really botched up my elbow a bit. I botched up my elbow. And then my knee was a bit botched up, mate. It's sweet now. but I wasn't wearing a helmet, so even if I did have insurance, I wouldn't have been able to claim anyway. But that was stupid of me. That was really stupid. And luckily, I didn't hit my head too hard. Yeah, mate, Alice, I'll hit you back on WhatsApp, mate, and I'm sure we'll arrange something for the new year. That'd be awesome. Okay, Ricky asked to put some travel content in terms of insurance as a topic for next time. I will, mate. Appreciate you guys. I think I will. Who is meshing me at this ungodly hour? Who is this? Oh, it's Spanian on Snapchat. Right, mate. We're gonna call it because it's coming up. It's coming up 1 a.m. Wow. Absolute legends for being here, mate. That was a wicked live. Let me know if we should do more of these. I enjoy them. They're cool. I think it's good to hang out virtually and get to know you guys and see your names pop up more frequently. And for those people who don't comment much on the actual vlogs, it's good to see you in the chat now and just hang out with Chrissy Boy in this nice cottage in wet, windy and gloomy Wales in the UK, mate. So thanks so much. Let me know in this chat what topics you'd like to see and what vlogs you'd like your boo Hyde to record since he's back in Wales for a stint, mate. And anything you might want to see while I'm in Morocco or in Scotland, hit some suggestions. Or like I said, drop a DM to me on Instagram, and that is Chrissy Boy Vlogs. At the moment, I'm going crazy with some shorts. A little stupid, but I'm stupid, so it makes sense. Guys, thank you so much. We're going to end the stream with a big old fist bump in 3, in 2, in 1.